unfortunately.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Ink and Insights. Normally, your weekly highlight comic book review show where we talk about all the comics of last week, what we enjoyed, and what you may have missed. This week is a little bit different, though, and it's not just different because my normal co-host, oh, there he is. He was almost gone, but now he's back here. As always, I am Eric from 9 Panel Grid. I'm joined by Stu from Dr. Doom's fan club, who is maybe ready. How you doing, Stu? Stu's not ready. I'm going to kick it over to my other co-host here. Yeah, he's basically all right. Nick from Comic Culture, man. Nick, how are you doing?
Oh, glad to be here, man. This is going to be exciting. I can't wait. When we heard the news and we decided to revamp this week's show like this, I was really excited for it. So I can't wait to get into it, man.
Yeah, this is going to be a good time. For those who don't know, who didn't see the thumbnail before we started the show, the Eisners have announced their nominees. So we know exactly who is up for these awards. We got maybe some issues with them, maybe some problems, maybe some possible solutions that we're going to be offering for these for some of the silliness that they got going on here.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, while we wait for Stu to get back on track here, man, Nick, it's Wednesday. It's new comic book day. Did you hit up the shop? Yeah. What are you excited for?
Yeah. I hit up my shop already, and I got a bunch of books. This is that weird week where it's like it's a bunch of B+ books, I think. Right? It's like a bunch of, I think the next week is the one where you have a lot of heavy hitters, and I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I definitely picked up, like, Bug Wars has been pretty solid. Absolute Flash, man. I'm still trying to give that book a good shake, man. It's not really doing it, man. I love Jeff Lemire as well, and the art's cool, but like, we unfortunately are stacking all these absolute books up against each other at the moment. And it's definitely one that's a little bit lacking right now. It's probably got like that 4th place seat, I would say. Wonder Woman's back out with that weird side story, New Gods, of course, Redcoat, Ultimates, Zatanna, ASM, Spider-Man Wolverine. That's going to be an interesting book too. I can't wait to see what people think about that. I got done reading that one a little bit ago.
Yes, I read that one this morning too, and I was just like,
well, this one sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. Like, Kari Andrews is insane. So like, yeah, why not, man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good week though.
Yeah, I feel the same way. There's a couple series that have kind of come to an end that's, I'm going to be sorry to see them go, but I think they ran their course. It's a good natural ending point for them. I'm excited for some new things to kick off here as the summer months start hitting us for sure.
For sure.
Stu, you're back. You're with us. How you doing, man? We tried so hard. We were so close here. Okay, we could buy a little bit more time. I could talk about the books that I picked up then too, which are going to be very similar to you here. The Ultimates came out, which is really freaking awesome. I'm definitely excited for that one. I'm feeling the same way about Absolute Flash as you were. Yeah, the series that are wrapping up right now, though, is going to be one that I've been really high on that I don't hear enough people talk about recently, which is going to be Spectrum. Yeah, really excited to see how they kind of put the bow on this, or if they do put the bow on it. I want to see them land the plane and see what they're doing with that.
Yeah, you've been talking about that for a while. Yeah.
It's a really wild and crazy kind of book. It's just right up my alley. Into the Unbeing, crazy enough, this is part 2. Part 1 didn't do it for me at all whatsoever. Part 2, I thought I had dropped it from my pull list. I didn't, and I'm kind of happy that I didn't because it's been way better, and Hayden Sherman's artwork is so good.
Yeah, you've been championing that book since the beginning too. I know that.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to change your life, but Hayden definitely carries that book and does crazier things than I think I've seen them do in anything else.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I read issue number 1 and I stopped after that. And I've just been watching your reviews on that book ever since.
It's okay. Am I doing an okay job? Am I giving you everything you need to know that you're not going to be?
Yeah, when you cover that, I just use that. That's my time to go get a refill my drink whenever that book comes around. So I just go ahead and do that. Yeah.
There you go.
Are you still reading Zatanna though? Are you still you're reading Zatanna, right?
Yeah. I'm still on it. Yeah, I'm still enjoying it. Although with the last issue, I kind of felt like it was maybe tiptoeing around what the real story is, and I was ready for the story to continue on and actually make some big movements. We're not quite there yet. A lot of these books, though, they're being revealed to be miniseries at this point. Say like Bug Wars. I found out today. Oh, issue 4 of 6 came out. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, now we know.
Well, no, Bug Wars is going to be like, that's just for the first volume. I think it's going to, he said he had enough material to write like 100 issues. Like they'll write that book for as long as they can.
Well, as long as they can is the key quote there, though, because on the solicitation, when it gave that of 6, I was like,
yeah, I think that's just a volume 1 thing. Yeah.
I hope that's the case.
I hope so too, because we're only how many issues in? 4? I hope that book is selling well enough. It's got a great team on it. It's a cool story.
And they've done a lot of world building too. If they don't get time to live in that world a little bit, it's not necessarily going to be worthwhile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless Jason Aaron takes over on Transformers after 25, and then he doesn't have any time to write Bug Wars anymore, and he could sit on it for a while.
There's always that possibility. Is that what you?
Does that even make contractual sense? I don't even know. Let's see. Image. Yeah, that would work. Sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Do we want it is the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of what else came out that I was really excited for. Red Coat's awesome.
Yeah.
New Gods. Have you read New Gods yet?
I've read everything so far. Yeah, New Gods is it's like 90% Felipe Andrade on art, which is a little bit change up compared to the previous issues where the guest artist would just get the first 4 pages maybe. And it was pretty cool. His pages, which take up the majority of the issue, very trippy. It takes a while to get through it. It's very abstract, and his artwork, lends to that. Yeah, and then whenever Cagle gets back on, there's some really cool moments at the end of the book, which are going to be pushing the overall story forward pretty quickly, I think. And I'm really excited for that.
Okay, so, set your stopwatches. In an hour and a half, I will be reading that book.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
We had a couple people that have joined in the chat here. One of them was DC Patrol, who joined us a little bit earlier. He said he couldn't stick around here, but he hit that tailgate even and all. We appreciate him. Cool. If you haven't checked out Comic Patrol, definitely check out his channel. He's doing great comic book reviews and hauls and all kinds of fun stuff. And he was a guest right here, friend of the show, Comic Patrol. Let's see here. We got Simpleton with us here. Didn't read any comics. For sure.
Too busy making comics.
Too busy making them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Here we go. Here's another one. Yeah, New Gods is only 12 issues. That might be a little bit more legitimate. I can see there being something, like Rom does his story and he gets out. He kind of does his time and then he doesn't stick around any longer than that.
And what are we on 6? So we're halfway through. Okay. Yeah.
So we're right at the halfway point here.
Yeah.
We have Michelle joining us here. Not into comics, but the guy in the yellow shirt is kind of cute. Ma'am, I am married. Gosh darn it. And I'm faithful.
Take a number.
Lucky for her, she's kind of married to me. So, hi, sweetie. Nice to see you in the chat.
Salud.
All right. Well, while Stu's getting his stuff ready here, why don't we dive into some of the smaller categories here so we can kick things off real quick here. Let's go ahead and jump into, let's see what.
And I'll check the back chat and see if he's hanging out somewhere.
Sounds good. All right. We're going to jump into, let's say, where did you go? Let's do the one that we were talking about ad nauseum in the backstage here. The best single issue one shots of 2024. Nick, you want me to go ahead and start this one?
Sure. Yeah. We can kind of go back and forth, whatever you want to do.
Okay. So let's start with what the Eisners actually decided to nominate.
Oh, yeah.
So for the Eisner nominees, we have Abortion Pill Zine, a community guide to misoprostol, and I'm not even going to try to say the next word on here. This seems very medicinal, and I am not going to try that one.
I need to get this link, man. I don't have mine open. Let me go find it.
Abortion Pill Zine, cut out the subtitle, by Isabella Rotman. It's coming out from Silver Sprockets. We have Ice Cream Man number 39, Decompression in a Car Wreck, part 1. by W.
Yeah.
Maxwell Prince and Martin
Okay.
Morazzo. Following right off of that, Pee Pee Poo Poo, #1 from Silver Sprockets by Carolyn Cash.
Sure.
Sunflowers by Keezy Young. Another one by Silver Sprockets. They are just running the gamut with this one.
I guess.
Unwholesome Love by Charles Byrne, which is crazy. I really like Charles Byrne's work. I don't remember seeing that.
I don't remember that one at all. I gotta look this one up real quick too.
Right over my head. And
it's gotta be a reprint, right?
Well, they have a category for that, so I wouldn't think so. This has to be something that's newly released. Rounding things out, though, we have The War on Gaza by Joe Sacco coming out from Fantagraphics.
Okay.
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, besides Ice Cream Man, did you read any of them? I mean, I don't recognize most of them, and I didn't read any of them besides Ice Cream Man.
Oh, I think you read one more. I read Ice Cream Man, and
I read Pee Pee Poo Poo. Yeah.
Pee Pee Poo Poo. Yes.
Actually, no, I got issue 69, which was a dummy issue. It was like a bootleg issue or something like that, right? It wasn't even like a real thing. I skipped #1 because I'm like, I read that one and I didn't like it, so I'm not going to read the next one.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're like $9, or whatever they are.
Yeah, exactly. That's not an inexpensive book here. All right. Stu, are you with us?
I'm with you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I know the numbers are really going to take a dip. You're going to have to deal with me without a camera tonight.
We're going podcast style. Okay.
Yeah. I think this is the best way to do it, though, fellas.
Let's do it.
That's going to work. Not a problem here. Stu, to catch you back up here, we're just going over our first category, best single one shot. The Eisners had Abortion Pill Zine, Ice Cream Man #39, Pee Pee Poo Poo #1, Sunflowers, Unwholesome Love, and The War on Gaza. So let's fix this, guys. My candidates for the single issue one shot here. We're all doing 3 issues per category on this one here. My picks for best single issue one shot. Is he gone? He's back.
He's working it out. He's good.
It's going to be Wonder Woman #14. This is the issue after a certain character meets their untimely demise, and it's really the emotional core of Diana as a character. Okay. The Ultimates #4. This was the Doom-centric issue that takes place kind of fourth dimensionally, where we're working within 3 different time frames within the Ultimate Universe and seeing the history of Reed Richards, who becomes Doom in the Ultimate Universe. And finally, I agree, Ice Cream Man deserves to be on there, but my choice was issue #42, which was the introspective look at what does it mean to be a horror comic, and is Ice Cream Man a horror comic, and what is horror? Is it what's being presented in these pages or what we're living in real life?
Right.
Those did the trick for me for the best single issues here. I guess we'll all reveal our winners, or what we feel like is the winner after everything is said and done. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Like after each category?
Yeah,
I think so.
Cool. All right, Stu, go ahead. Take it, man. What do you got for your best single issue one shots?
Well, no surprise that you would leave out the Doom one shot, of course, with your hate and vitriol last week. So I'm going to start there. Doom from Sanford Green, really led by Sanford Green. His vision. Jonathan Hickman helped him with the dialogue and kind of flesh it out, but just an incredible one shot, about Doom going up against Galactus, whose hunger has gone too far. Also on my list, Spidey Reign Volume 2, #3 with the MJ symbiote issue. Man, art in that was absolutely incredible. I thought it was Kari stunting on a whole nother level, and I just loved the love letter to Todd McFarlane that book ended up being. It was just beautiful to see. A book rendered that gorgeously, shouting out a really formative time in comics for me growing up. So that I just love that book. Also, Ain't No Grave #4, the silent issue, was freaking fantastic.
Yes.
Such a slept on series, I think. And I'm always here for a well executed silent issue. And that was certainly one. And of course, Jorge Corona's work throughout that series was incredible. my last 2 or 3, rather. I'm sorry. I know I'm going a little bit overboard, guys. Geiger number 6, Barney in the Zoo issue was awesome. Great standalone. Volume 2 of Geiger has been incredible. I'll get into more of that later. And then I'm going to echo what E said about Ultimates. I'm just going to go with number 5/6 with the new Hawkeye introduction, and then this throwdown with Banner, a love letter to, you know, Matt Fraction, Marvel, and all the greatness. It's, you know, camp on that has been so inspired. Again, another book I'll get into later. So those are my picks.
Can't argue with any of those, man. Great picks, great call on a lot of those. Doom, for everyone watching, even though, you know, our resident, you know, member of the Dr. Doom's fan club, arguably the president of that fan club, I did have the Doom one shot. I had it listed under my best short stories, though. It's kind of interchangeable because what the hell is a short story? We don't know yet. Nick, what do you have for your best single issue or one shot?
All right, so we have one book that I got reminded of. Thank you, Stu, for doing that. It is the last issue of Ain't No Grave, the Scotty Young Jorge Corona. So that was the issue where she's finally meeting with death. She's trying to get her wish or whatever it was, you know what I mean? And there's that beautiful moment at the very end, that, you know, kind of silent moment, that come to realization moment, that whatever. And I was really I really enjoyed that single issue a lot. Doom number 1, man, I got to say, that was an incredible issue, both from the story side and from the artistic side. I got the artist edition of that, or the artist proof, or whatever that is, like the larger format, and it is so nice, and it's nice to enjoy it in that size. And so I think that book just did a lot, I think, for hype and for the character, and it gave us a Doom that I haven't read much of, and I was really enjoying it, and it got me more hyped about the character in general. That was really a good one. Precious Metal 6, the conclusion of an amazing series. I mean, that was a book that, like, I remember holding the last issue and being like, this is the last issue of the series. And I'm so excited and sad and you know, whatever. And it was incredible. It didn't let down. It was one of those books that, like, this could make or break. You thought that when you're picking this up and about to read it, and it totally made the series too. So incredible work there. And a kind of a curveball one, I'm going to say Cobra Commander 3, when he gets interrogated by the dreadnoughts. Nice. That was a crazy good issue, man. He's sitting there and tied up to that chair, and they're just going ham on him, and he's just smiling back at him. That was such a great series. And that was an issue that stood out. And I was like, damn, this guy's a badass, and I can't wait to read more about this character. Yeah, so that really got me more hooked.
By the end of that was so sick.
Oh, it was a great issue. And I had a cheat pick. I'm not going to get into it. It's a more recent book, but those are the ones that you know stand out amongst some of the rest.
Okay. Again, hard to argue. Great picks across the board. Any of them worthy of nominations and winning. I'll go ahead and kick things off with what my winner of the category would have been. It's Wonder Woman for me. It was the book that got me. Oh, yes. It got me into the run of Wonder Woman. It got me hooked on that series. It got me to be an appreciator, even more so, of Tom King's work. And it introduced me to Daniel Sampier. That was a magical issue for me. It hit all the right notes at all the right times, and it was pitch perfect for me. I think that was definitely worthy of the award, personally.
Nice.
Stu, which one takes the cake for you?
Doom, baby, Doom. It's got to be Doom.
Shocking! Oh,
come on, man. There's a reason we're seeing it in RDJ's locker these days. You know what I mean? Like,
that was a pretty cool call out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's everything you want from a one shot. Just every single page was a swing for the fences, and it was just a great story, dude. And it started off with the MF Doom quote from Accordion, like, living on borrowed time, the clock ticks faster. So and it was a huge book for Sanford in his career. So happy to see him kind of get elevated off of it.
We're getting those remarks right this year of the Doom mask. Yes,
I think I have to.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Nick, what's your pick?
Oh, I'm going Precious Metal. That's it. And the reason is because the story was so complex. There were so many characters, and it closed it perfectly for everybody. Like, it was juggling a lot, man. It had the fate of the world at stake. It had the fate of all these different characters. It had to tie in and give us seeds to Little Bird. It had to accomplish a lot of things. and the visuals leading up to it were amazing. And this one was like, every time you turn the page, you were kind of pausing before you read anything, just to say like, damn, what did Ian do on this page, man?
Oh,
it's incredible. So like, it was a masterpiece in writing. It closed out the series perfectly, and it gave you revelations and new perspective on a series that we all enjoyed and loved already before this even came out. So it was almost magic, the way that they were able to put all that together and make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the magic alone of that series, that issue sealed it up for me.
That sequence when it was like all the little baby Superman against the giant kaiju, and they were all like laser.
Yeah, Project Wormwood. Yeah.
Oh my God. Like those images will never leave my head. And I think, I know we're going to gush over this book continually tonight, but I think it's such a classic example of a truly timeless, immortal piece of art really being neglected when it comes out. You know what I mean? Because it has gotten some love, but nothing near what it deserves.
Yeah, for those playing along at home, if you want to have a really good time that could possibly turn into a really bad time, take a shot every time that we say precious metal. It's going to get buck wild.
Yeah. About an hour, you're going to be falling down. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's going to take an hour here.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Speaking of buck wild here, we got a couple more people that joined us, though. The most buck wildest one of the bunch here, James Phelps.
James,
always
man.
great seeing you, James. We also have Omega Slice hanging with us here, saying, what up?
What's going on?
Station, bro.
Also saying PV Poo Poo was OP. He's a big supporter of Silver Sprockets, guys. We also got Edson hanging with us. Edson,
what's up, Edson?
Great seeing you, man. All right, gentlemen, let's go into our next category, which is going to be best continuing series. Something that's still ongoing here. Doesn't have that finite time frame like we've seen from the other ones. I will go ahead and kick things off, starting with Conan the friggin' Barbarian, man. 2024 was the year. I liked Conan before. I remember being a kid and like watching Conan the Barbarian as a kid and Conan the Destroyer and like thinking like Arnold was the best. But 2024 was the year that I became a Conan fan. Jim Zub and Roberto de la Torre specifically did such magic on that book. Doug Braithwaite came in. He did his stories as well. I think that Roberto does that. He pulls that old school magic though, man. He gives that Buscema look and feel to everything. Jim Zub, he's just making this world so engrossing, so enriching. Oh man, it's so freaking beautiful. Ultimate Spider-Man. Man, it was an amazing year for alternate universes within the big two, right? And this was definitely one that came out of the gate swinging and did some big, bold things that I really, really took notice of. And finally, Kaya by Wes Craig at Image Comics. Yep. It's just such a joy to read that book, each and every issue, seeing the adventures of Kaya, Jin. We didn't even have Roselle in 2024, I don't believe. Maybe just inklings, maybe just a touch.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, they were definitely on the run, meeting up with friends, making new enemies. It was a fantastic trip. So those are going to be my 3 picks for continuing series. So Stu, we're going to kick it back over to you. What you got?
All right. So full disclaimer, like if some of these belong in the limited category, go ahead and let me know, because I was, a little foggy on what fully constitutes a continuing. But I'm going to kick it off with the book I talked about just a minute ago, Dennis Camp's Ultimates. I think it's been such an amazing book for Marvel, such an amazing team book.
Yeah.
My favorite one out of the Ultimate Universe. Spider-Man is right up there, but it's just such a joy to see this. You see a new issue of this on stands, and you never know what he's going to do. It's been such a great subversion of expectations, and the way he's kind of like, shown love to past eras of Marvel writing and creators that are near and dear to my heart, but also doing his own thing has been incredible. And just letting him in the sandbox of the Ultimate Universe, he's one of those guys you want to see play with those toys. So definitely had to shout out Ultimates. I know it won an Eisner already, but Transformers has just been so consistent. I couldn't leave it off the list. That book is issue in and issue out is just freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not my bag at all, but I am just so addicted to it. I love it. I'm still lost, for the most part when it comes to the supporting players, but man, the main stage epic we have going on, I cannot wait. This conclusion we're hurtling towards, you know, at the end of this arc is going to be amazing. I'm so glad that we're getting to see DWJ again, and you know, I got a couple things I can't wait to ask him about this series. But yeah, Sacrificers, does that count as continuing?
Oh heck yeah,
yeah,
right. And this is a book I saw completely really left. I just felt like it did not get nearly enough love as on the Eisner noms. It's been incredible, man. You know, the journey of Pigeon, this whole world, Max Fiumaro's artwork, his character design. It's been incredible. Giant Generator has been pumping out hit after hit, as well as, you know, Ghost Machine. But yeah, you know, Sacrificers I think was drastically underserved by the Eisner Award. So I definitely wanted to correct that. And then, you know, moving into Ghost Machine, Geiger, I had to put on. Volume 2 has been better than Volume 1 for me. I've enjoyed so many of these issues. I could have put other issues on the stand, like the fight with the electrician could have gone on the best issue of the year. You know, there's been so many great ones. And then, of course, I got to echo with what you said for my last one. Kaya. Can't scream it enough, man. Wes Craig doing some of the best things in comics, and just such an incredible story. I think it's what storytelling is all about. It feels like it's been passed on from the Last Cow Caves, or you know, something like that. You know what I mean? It feels like an ancient tale that we're so lucky to witness and get to experience. So you know, I'm gonna plug Kaya every chance I get.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as we should.
For sure.
Nick, what you got besides Kaya? Or just Kaya? Just say Kaya.
Precious Metal. No, wait. It's continuing if you never stop reading it. How about that?
It lives on in our hearts. Also, take a drink.
That's funny. Yeah, a few repeats here. Conan the Barbarian is certainly one of the best series, you know, of last year. We all became. I went back to watch that Jim Zub thing, and I remember Stu saying that 24 was the year he became a Conan fan. And Eric, you just said it too. It's like that's 100% true. So that was a total surprise for a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of us. That would be that good, right? I think this counts because I haven't heard otherwise. But Space Ghost, I think Space Ghost is that a limited or not?
No, it's coming back for Volume 2. I think
good.
It just got announced within the last couple of days. So
okay,
it's like
good. I was
one
like,
of those
I think
sneaky
we're
Marvel
safe here.
things. Yeah,
we're good.
That's a great call, dude.
Yeah, I think Space Ghost is one of the most underrated books. Maybe not underrated, but least talked about books out right now. That is so freaking good. I feel really bad for putting it in my honorable mentions for best of the year last year. So it definitely deserved a spot, but I don't know what it would kick. So there was just really good books last year.
To be fair, I feel like it was great then, but it's really picked up some emotional steam since then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And with all of our local issues with Diamond shipping, I haven't been able to read an issue for like the last 3 issues. So I'm just like, I'm dying right now. You know what I mean? So I got to figure it out. I'll echo Geiger. Geiger is insane. I could have put Redcoat in here. I mean, either one of them, to be honest with you, because I love them both. But Geiger, I just have a longer history with, and it's not like lessening the excitement at all. It's not getting old. I don't mind watching this guy just wander the wasteland with his companions, taking on whatever threats. I mean, a lot of these Ghost Machine books have that vibe where it does seem a little meandering, but it's entertaining as hell, and I just don't care. I'm not sick of that formula yet. And Redcoat certainly has that formula, and I love every issue. So Geiger is definitely on there. I'm going to add a book that we thought deserved a spot in this area, but we just didn't have enough issues yet to say it. And I'm going to say Absolute Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
Absolute Wonder Woman came in at the very end of the year. We got what, 2 issues maybe? And people were like, this is really good. But do we dare put a book that's only about 2 issues into the best of the whatever conversation? And I want to cheat and say we got 2 great issues or whatever it was last year, and we've gotten better and better issues ever since. And we're 5 months into this year. So I'm going to sneak that one in and just say that we were right 5 months ago.
I think if there were, and I wanted to do this, but like you you called it, because I was gonna say the same thing too, but I was gonna like sneak it in at the very end and be like, and the hindsight is 2020 award, and we would have all said
hindsight,
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And we told the we told you so award goes to, and then I'll sneak in Kaya for no reason, as a fifth option. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think.
All right. Well, I neglected to go over what the actual Eisners were, so let's talk about the nominees for that. The nominees for Best Continuing Series for the Eisners were The Department of Truth by James Tynion and Martin Simmons.
Okay.
Yeah. Detective Comics.
I feel like Tynion, like as great as he is, just gets some like default award nominations. You know what I mean?
How many? The good point.
Like, I don't know.
How many issues of Department of Truth came out last year? Because I feel like it was on hiatus most of the year, right? Let me look that up.
Yeah, it was on hiatus early this year. I know that much, but they're coming issue 30. Was that just today or was that next week? Yeah.
So they had an issue in June, July, September, October, November. They had 5 issues last year. Okay.
That's 3 more than Absolute Wonder Woman.
That's 3 more than Absolute Wonder Woman.
We have Detective Comics, and they kind of lump it all together, both Rom V's run and the beginning of Tom Taylor's run. Fantastic Four by Ryan North.
Oof.
Santos Sisters by Greg and Fake, which is just kind of cool to see. I don't get it. It's really cool to see.
I don't get that one either.
Yeah.
We're fans, but we don't. But
but it's like they're trying too hard almost,
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man, right? I know sure. I called that one out too. I don't have any beef with that one. And then Wonder Woman by Tom King and Daniel St. Pierre.
Fair enough.
Exactly. Like, I don't know what else to say on that one. So this one at least felt we're dealing in the realm of reality a little bit here. There's a couple cheeky ones on here, but I can get what the Eisners are doing. But more importantly, what the Eisners didn't realize is that Kaya is the best freaking continuing series. You've heard it here first. Kaya is my pick, without a shadow of a doubt. No one comes close to Kaya.
It's the winner.
It's my girl right there. Stu, what do you think?
It's Kaya all day, man. I mean, I'm with you. I don't think it gets enough love. I know, like it's kind of like Punch Drunk Love with us. Like we never stop talking about it, but I still don't think it gets talked enough when we talk about award season or some of the very best books coming out. So I will continue to sing its praises. I mean, there's really a bunch that I could choose from here. I put Sacrificers in that same category, so it's kind of neck and neck for me on fantastic indie image books that I just don't feel get enough shines. But I got to double down on Kaya, man.
Yeah. I might just keep this comment up all night. This is fantastic.
There we go. Let's go, dog.
Omega knows what's up.
Let's go.
The biggest echo chamber I've ever heard. This is insane.
I don't even normally that would bother me, but here it's like, why not, man?
Welcome to the Kaya cast.
What is this? The monthly comic book review show? Come on. No. Come on.
Greg is so rolling his eyes right now. Greg is so annoyed right now.
Yeah,
he reads Kaya, doesn't he? I think
yeah, maybe in trade. He's maybe on volume 1 right now. Catch up.
We love Greg.
Shut up. Yeah.
Greg is great, but also he reads books about Bigfoot and makes us feel like idiots because we didn't read them.
Love you, Greg.
That freaking guy. Nick, what was your final pick?
I don't know. I don't want to say Kaya because you guys just gave it love.
But
I agree. It's insane. I'm gonna go Geiger.
No. Try again.
No,
so Nick said Kaya for all those who were.
Dude, I got controls too.
I'm in the middle now. Oh. Hey.
So no, I'll go Geiger just because of the legacy of it, the continuation of how great it's been. The art it's just so good. It is really good. A lot of these could take that space, to be honest with you. Kaya's been real solid as well, obviously, but every time I open up Geiger, I just get this warm fuzzy feeling, and I'm like, everything's gonna be okay. It's a fun book, man.
Because why, Nick? Because why? Why do you get that warm fuzzy feeling?
Is it because of the nuclear woman, Stu?
Yeah, Ash Harden is
It's because of Ash.
Old box, man.
Oh, I was gonna say because it justifies his little nuclear bunker that he has in his backyard right now. He's like, listen. It's going to happen, and I'm going to be prepared. Just like
this is Tennessee. What can I
say?
My
life estate next room over. I need to chill out real quick.
All right. All right, let's move on to the next category, which is going to be, what is the next one?
Is it best limited?
Best limited series. And I'll be responsible this time. I will let you guys know what the Eisners actually picked here. Best limited series nominees based on the Eisners: Alan Scott Green Lantern, Animal Pound,
Yikes.
The Deviant.
Triple yikes.
Oh man.
No, the Deviant was all right, but like I don't know.
I didn't get past issue 2. I read issue 1 and 2 and I was like, no. Love you, James, but it's not my story.
I know the drill with that guy. Helena Windhorn, Rare Flavors, and Zatanna Bring Down the House. They finished strong in this
we pulled it off at the end there. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the problem though. We're talking best limited series.
Yeah, no kidding. This is gonna hurt, everyone. Just buckle up. Get your drinks ready.
My picks for best limited series: Rare Flavors, Eisners. You did it right. Great nomination.
Yes.
Perfect nomination, one could say. Avengers Twilight. You missed the mark there.
Yes.
But you didn't pick a Marvel book, so like I can't be mad at you, but also it was really, really, really good.
It was there. Yeah.
Precious Metals.
Shit.
Damn.
Yeah, Precious Metal.
Take a drink.
Eisners, what are you doing? What are you doing? How could you not have that as a nomination? I'm so upset with you right now. I'm beside myself. But it's okay because what should we call our awards for God? What, the Inkies, the Insightfuls? What the heck are these that we're doing?
The Inkies is kind of cool.
The Inkies, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That hit all of a sudden.
Yeah,
we'll workshop it some more, guys. Don't worry.
The Inkies is where it's at here. We're giving our love to Precious.
It's like the Dundies. It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
The Dundies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sold.
We're gonna hold that
the Chili's, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna hold the 2026 Inkies at the Chili's. So be prepared.
At the Chili's,
we'll send out invites
at the West End. At the West End.
Yeah. All right, those are my picks though. Rare Flavors, Avengers Twilight, Precious Metal. Stu, what you got?
Okay, well, I definitely didn't stick to 3 yet again. Just to, I'm sure you guys are loving.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep them coming.
Bring it.
All right. So I had 2 that kind of leaned older, and that was Beneath the Trees, where nobody.
Oh
sees
it.
For sure. I think is deserves
good
all the
one.
love. And it's good to see Horvath with a sequel coming out and all the love he's been getting for that. I doubled down with you on Avengers Twilight, bro. I think they. Like for all, it seems like I don't know. Like that book was a Eisner lock, and I was surprised to go back and research and not really find it getting a whole lot of love. You know what I mean? I thought that was a surefire win. So definitely surprised to see that kind of abandoned in a sense. Again, dude, Precious Metal. Come on. I mean, a labor of love. Everything you want from a comic book, a book you can revisit time and time again and get more and more out of. Nick is gone certifiably like padded roomed insane over some aspects of that book. But corkboard and all, it's a beautiful artistic achievement. And just go watch shameless shelf plug here, go watch our interviews with Darcy and Ian. Though these guys labored over this book for years and years, and you can see it in every last inch of it. I mean, it's incredible when you get in an era where we are blessed with so many riches, but you also get so many throwaway books. That's something that was abundantly clear to me and research for the show is like, yes, there were some great books that, obviously we're talking about now, but there was so much stuff that, just fell right through the sieve. Like it's not a lot sticks these days. And, when you get, writing and art like that, and from creators who have put their everything into it and really, kind of did what they had to do for years to make it work financially. I just think we need to celebrate it and talk about it more. And it's just sad to see that, obviously that Ian's artwork alone speaks volumes, but also Darcy's story. There's so many layers and nooks and crannies to it, man. It's just the type of book you can, like I said, you can just take on vacation with you, revisit time and time again. You can just open it up and gawk at the artwork and put it away, which is probably what I'm going to do time and time again. And it's just such a cohesive package from start to finish. So anyway, I'm rambling about precious metal. Let me move on to my final
God
three.
forbid.
Boy Wonder, Junie Ba.
Yeah, man.
I love this tale of Damian Wayne, and his interactions with all the other members of the supporting Robin cast, as it were. It was just incredible, man. And he really did his thing, from the storybook structure to the showdown with Roz at the end. It was just such a delight to read, and it had so much to say about the character, which was like really the most impressive part to me. It really, to me, became an essential chapter in the story of Damian Wayne, which was awesome. Last two, Michael Walsh's Frankenstein, was pitch perfect every step of the way. A brilliant reinvention of something old and tried and true. But my God, the artwork, the story, we've talked about it so many times, but all the frozen moments in it, it was just so gorgeously and hauntingly beautiful. I love that book. I'm so glad I have it in single issues. I want to collect it and all the trades and collect it. It deserves all the bells and whistles. So yeah, I can't recommend that one enough. Universal Monsters, between that and Dracula, they really did the thing. And then finally, because I know everybody's forgotten about it, Tin Can Society is fucking awesome. Every step of the way, dude. It's just been such this story of it's like Iron Man meets Stand By Me or some shit. It's incredible. The story of friends and artwork, Francesco Mobili, I believe.
Yep.
And then Peter Warren and Rick Remender on the writing duties. It's been so sick every step of the way. So I wanted to give that one some love. Anyway, sorry for going long, but those are my picks.
Excellent picks, man. Good,
nice.
Great call outs on a couple series that I'll be giving some love later when we get to some different categories for sure. So I'm glad that you brought those up and kind of refreshed that memory here. Nick, what you got?
I'll start with some ones that no one said yet. I think Batman Dark Age, I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved that book. Now, it is a Batman book. It's a retelling. It's an Elseworld, but I just love what that creative team did with that book. All red on the art. We have Russell on it as well, coming out of the space age, Superman space age. Is it tied in? Is it not? Who cares? It's a great story. I love it, and I can't wait for Wonder Woman to come out eventually to complete that trinity. It's going to be so fun. Dark Age was really, really cool. I love all the creative twists on the character, on the origin story, on the ancillary characters. Did a solid job on that. And I plan on bringing number 1 to Heroes with us when we go meet the All Reds. So that'll be really, really cool to get that one. I agree on Helena Windhorn. Helena Windhorn was a spectacular book. Last issue was a little weak, but I know there's going to be some more stuff coming from that series. So I think it's going to be tying in a little bit. But I think a lot of my enjoyment from that book comes from the fact that Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, they took that formula and they just put it in a fantasy sci-fi world with this messed up woman and her grandparent and her grandfather and some mystery around everything. And I think that formula worked over there as well. So I had a really good time with Helena Windhorn, and the art was spectacular in that thing. Loved it.
Yep.
Avengers Twilight, totally agree. I think that book was incredible. It had those moments. Do you guys remember the moments when heroes would show up or things would happen at the end, and they would give you that oh shit cliffhanger moment at the end of the issue, and you could not wait for the next one? Book did it over and over and over again, and I loved it. It was so good. I liked it a lot. That formula we've seen before. Older superheroes trying to combat with the new world that's technological and scary, right? And the new blood's taken over, and what do we got to do? I don't care. It's a formula that works, and we're seeing it still to this day on Daredevil, right? So we're going to continue that going forward. It's going to be great. And
I
then,
love the subversion of the expectation too that we have, where Cap gets up and he gives his speech and he rallies the troops. Except
he's like nothing.
No,
nobody.
Okay, shit.
Man, this used to work in the 60s or whatever. Yeah. And then precious metal, right? So I mean, you guys have said everything about it. It's the prequel to an Eisner winning series, and it got absolutely nothing. I mean, it was 40 something pages every issue, 6 issues long. incredible series. Yeah, a masterpiece in writing, masterpiece in art, connective storytelling, character development, pacing, everything about it. So yeah, best limited series includes Precious Metal, undoubtedly.
Yeah. So let's be honest, guys. Can we count to 3 and say the best pick? Just 1, 2, 3. Precious Metal.
Precious Metal.
Come on.
Yeah. That was undoubtedly
yeah,
man.
without a shadow of a doubt. Shame on you, Eisners. Shame on you.
Yeah, that is a kick in the balls for sure, right? I could not believe that.
I was I was legit upset looking at that. Go like, what were they thinking? Like, I mean, you have this amazing team that put out a book that damn near drove our friend insane. You know, scrambling around his room, going, "What is Project Wormwood? Project Wormwood." I'm seeing it everywhere.
And I will say that has never happened before. Like, there's never been a comic that I've read before that has possessed me in the way that this book did. When it was like, okay, he's very purposeful in all of his points, right? Like he's bringing characters up for a reason. He's very well versed in mythology and religion and everything else. He's connecting all these things so perfectly well. And has this puzzle that we're trying to figure out with the freaking characters in the story. And we're getting just enough information each issue to figure this out. And then you get the revelation at the end and how it ties into everything. It's literally a masterclass on storytelling. I don't know what else to say about it. And the fact that it wasn't even in the conversation is insulting. And I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Shame on them.
Yep. Absolutely. Before we dive into our next category, we had a couple new comments that came in here. Not that this is new, but I'm just going to put it right back up here once again. All the nominations are mid. They don't stack up to Kaya. And you're right. And that's always going to be true.
Yeah.
We got Omega saying Deviant had like a year delay for 9. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of praise for that book. Like a lot. Like some people out there are saying it's like the best thing they've ever read. And I'm so happy for them. I don't understand though. Maybe I just because I need to read it. Who knows? Maybe it's a trade waiting kind of deal here. We got Edson saying best limited for him. Precious Metal, because he knows what's up. Zatanna, Bring Down the House. Great pick, man. Love that book.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Grommets. I think Grommets falls into that category, just like Absolute Wonder Woman for me, where it's like I just needed a little more of that taste to make that educated guess.
Well, Grommets had like 6 issues out, like, didn't it? Or didn't it have like 5 issues out then?
Did it have that many at that point?
Well, because 7 was delayed like 4 months, right?
I guess the delay was that long too.
So we had the majority last year, at least. You know,
I love you, Grommets, but you weren't going to stack up against Rare Flavors. You weren't going to stack up against Helena Windborn.
That makes sense.
You know, and Precious Metal, our pick here for sure.
Yeah.
So. We got Simple Sin saying, like what you said earlier, the Inklings. There we go. We're gonna workshop this. We're gonna get an award show rocking and rolling.
Oh, we'll beat it to death. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, if you guys only had any idea.
Oh,
how many ideas are born and die in the back chat?
Yeah, no kidding. The one hand and the 6 fingers should get a 2 for 1. Yes. I mean, I enjoyed the heck out of that series here. Again, it was one of those things where it's like, man, like great sometimes isn't enough. Like sometimes there's just books that are special. We got Derek hanging with us. Derek,
what's
nice
up,
to
Derek?
See you. And thank you. Yeah, everyone hit that like button.
Yeah.
We got Jesse here. Love this show. Hey, we love that you're here with us, Jesse. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, appreciate you.
And finally, we got Edson here. What would be your guesses as to why Precious Metal wasn't nominated? I think they're part of the corrupt organization. They're part of the religious cult in the book. That's my guess.
12? Yeah,
they're part of the 12. I don't
know. It's very curious to me because this is like when we were going through or at least when I was going through and making my list. This was like the one category where things started to turn for me. Like you guys were saying, like those nominations at the end, they got right. So it's like, you know, to say, you know, some of these. Like the best single issue, you know, my picks and the Eisner novels are, you know, 2 completely different things. But this one, we definitely shared some commonalities. So, you know, it's kind of strange that books like, you know, as indie as Rare Flavors make the cut, but Precious Metal doesn't. It's kind of confounding to me, honestly.
I wonder if it has to do. I mean, like undoubtedly, I think the industry likes the creative team You know what I mean? So like, I don't know any bad, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't know if it just has to do with volume or numbers. Like precious metal probably didn't sell that well, like reading between the lines. I don't know, but all I know is that, reading between the lines, that's what I'm understanding. Like I was practically the only person pulling it at my shop besides like one of the owners. And then, the fact that we got a trade, but we don't have any hardcover news, like that breaks my heart, and I think it has to do a lot with like how well the trade sells. And I think in our small group, it was clearly the winner, but I think in the wider scheme of things, like it probably didn't get the visibility, the numbers and the sales that a lot of these people did. Like Tom King is going to sell hard all the time. Tynan's going to sell. Satana got a lot of buzz. Alan Scott, I didn't even know that book came out. That was kind of weird. And like the Deviant, of course, that's going to sell, right? So it's like,
yeah,
I think part of it was a optics thing. Like it just didn't sell as much, so it didn't get the love. But artistically and like the project in itself, it deserves every award.
Yeah, sales should never come into the equation as far as I'm concerned when it comes to these. It should just be, and I'm sure that it is solely based on the quality, right? They have the judges that they choose for these things, they're esteemed people who know the industry, who are great at making these decisions. So when we're talking about fixing it, breaking kayfabe, we're just joking around. These people are qualified for sure. We just think maybe a little bit different around here. Precious metals. I don't care what you say. Precious metals is the pick for sure. We're going to move on to the next category here, which is going to be best new series. This one could have made that hindsight is 2020 category as well.
Yeah.
The Eisner nominees: Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Minor Arcana, The Pedestrian. Shout out Greg, bearded comic bro. Guys, you ready? Oh, I'm gonna bring this in real close here.
Don't do it.
Our Fantasy.
Hey,
There you go.
And Uncanny Valley. So I'll kick it off here for best new series here. Shockingly enough, the book that should be on there that the Eisners got right, I didn't include on there. And I'm going solely, this is based off of what I put at the time. I'm not making any modifications, any changes. This is exactly what I had on my best of 2024 video. So I'm sticking to it. We got Ultimate Spider-Man kicked off, in a big bad way here after the Ultimate kind of whatever, the one shot that kind of showed us that people could go back to that universe. And guys, we had Jeff Johns kick off, his imprint over at Image, and it was a big bad thing that he did over there. We had the Ghost Machine universe, we had Redcoat, and we had Rook Exodus, and that rounded it out, man. Ultimate Spider-Man did it for me, but Jeff Johns was the dude for new books for me in 2024. Rook, Redcoat, that rounded it out. Stu, how you feeling about new series?
All right, so I echo what the Eisner's on the again, Absolute Wonder Woman. You don't really know where to put it, but I'm glad to see it there. Absolute Batman for sure. Like number one was a moment this year. I think I think it's definitely playing second fiddle to Wonder Woman right now, but I think I'm not upset to see it get some shine. For me, I have three others. New Gods is on there as a best new series. Batman and Robin Year One from Wade and Sam Nee.
Okay.
I think that one has been incredible. I just loved every issue of that. And then Storm. Are these two new?
I think those all came out in 2025.
Okay.
Well, no. So New Gods came out in December.
Okay,
Made the cut.
Still good. It's still good.
I want you new on new series then.
Dude, I can't argue with any of them though. I freaking love every single one.
Yeah, we'll give
some,
we'll give some leeway here for
sure. Because like when I was looking at theirs last year, I don't know.
It's hard.
It looked like they were those one or two at the end of the year they were thinking about. So I don't know. But yeah, those are my. Did I say Storm?
Yes.
Storm is on there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Those are my.
Yeah.
We'll circle back around to find out the winner of the recency biased award with you, Stu. So.
My bad.
Hey, he did say he did one of them, so he dips back to Q1 or something like that.
Yeah. All right, Nick, what you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, like mine are somewhat controversial as well. I picked Absolute Wonder Woman hindsight, right? So we were on to something then, and I think it's fair to say that. I now agree that Power Fantasy's in that game for sure. That's incredible. More as of late than in the beginning, but yeah, I will say Red Coat. Right, Red Coat applies. That's 12 months, right? Yeah, so we're beginning of last year. Red Coat, you just mentioned that as well. I think that was probably my favorite of the newest batch so far. Hands down. Like I think, yeah, Red Coat is a great episodic adventure, and I just love every situation and every character that he's meeting and how he interacts with them, and whatever he learns is just awesome. Yeah. I like the most recent issues more than some of the earlier ones, even. But yeah, anyway.
When it builds up to Albert Einstein though, and the end.
That was great. That was great. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. But I like the most recent like 5 or 4 issues where he's just kind of wandering around meeting a random person, having that one issue with them, and then moving on to the next thing. I kind of like that jumping around. I also had New Gods, maybe perhaps unfairly because it came out in December, but whatever. I think it's a great issue or a great series, and it's a hard topic, man. And Ron V just seems like the perfect guy for it. I remember we all had a little hesitancy with the art because we're coming out of Dawn Runner and we're like, is this going to work? I don't know. But I think he came in and it was like, it's going to work just fine.
Issue 1, yeah, totally squashed that feeling. And we're just like, yes.
Exactly. We're like, yep, we're safe. We're good. So I'll leave it at 4. Yeah. So Absolute Wonder Woman, Power Fantasy, Red Coat, New Gods.
Okay.
Some older, some new, some in the middle.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and I'll jump in with my official pick here and screw it, because I'm not sticking with my video's vote anymore. It was Red Coat, and Red Coat, you're absolutely deserving, and I love you. But Power Fantasy all day, every day. Power Fantasy became my pick now. Retroactively, I'm changing it. It's where it's at. Go read nice. Power Fantasy. Go make it your pick. Eisner's, do us this solid and make sure that this one gets the award here.
And issue 1 came out in August, so we're good. Okay.
Yeah, we're totally solid there.
Yeah. Yep.
Stu, what's your official pick?
Oh man. I think officially I'd have to go, I guess if it's on the docket, Absolute Wonder Woman, I guess. Yeah. Absolute Wonder Woman, or if I'm being a sneaky bastard, New Gods.
Either way, you're being a sneaky bastard, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
What did issue
could have known?
We had 3 issues of Absolute Wonder Woman last year, so I think that's better.
Yeah.
But either way. Yeah.
So I'll go there. I'll go Absolute Wonder Woman.
All right. And Nick, what do you got, man?
Yeah. Where am I with this? 3 of these 4 are undoubtedly all 3 of these 4 are books that like I am so excited for every time they come out, and the 4th one is like, okay, it's got me excited as well. So it's hard to pick, man. I'm gonna go Wonder Woman. I'll go Wonder Woman.
It's a great pick.
Yeah, I'll go Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you guys, that's such a great book.
I think I've enjoyed the more recent issues of Power Fantasy, but I think Wonder Woman is just pretty solid. Like that one just kind of blew me away. It took me a minute to get into Power Fantasy, but Wonder Woman for the first issue, I was like, this is incredible. Like I wish this was proper.
Yeah, that book is so full of heart. Yeah. Each and every outing that they have, which is incredible that they keep up the consistency with every issue. It hasn't been a letdown at all. So. Yep. Great.
Hey, just hold on, just real quick. Batman and Robin Year 1. We got issue 1 in October, issue 2 in November, and issue 3 in December. So,
okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah, that's really good too.
Yeah.
Damn, sucks that they came out the same year as Power Fantasy.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be like when the dust settles next year. It's going to be really interesting to see. Like all these continuings. Can't wait.
That's the great thing, because like I was saying, I kept a lot of these off, and I think you guys kind of rightfully did. We all of us said like Absolute Wonder Woman, we got to hit the pause button. So like 2025 is going to be a big bad year for that book. So you know, when the time is right, we're about at the midpoint of this year, man. Come December, you're going to be hearing a lot about that book, though, unless they really do something crazy in the next 6 months. Let's see. What is the next category that we could talk about?
Anthology, right?
Yes, the best anthology. So let me scroll because the Eisner's got a bunch of categories that I'm sorry, I don't care what the best book is. So
we skipped a bunch of these,
Yeah. All right. Best anthology. The Eisner's picks. EC's Cruel Universe. Godzilla's 70th anniversary. Now the New Comics Anthology. Peep #1. And So Buttons #14. I know all of one of these actual series.
Yeah, this is bad. What are they doing?
What? I mean, and no shame to these, you know, books and publishers. We didn't read everything. Godzilla was from IDW. Now the New Comics Anthology, Fantagraphics. We know that they do great work. Peep #1 from Brain Dead. I'll be honest, I had no idea. And then So Buttons was a self-published right from So Button Comics. So I don't know. I can't say that these are bad nominations here. All I could say is that I only read one of them, but I know which ones I did read. And I'm gonna say that Cruel Universe actually did make my cut for one of the best anthology series. Unfortunately, as the series went on, my interest in it waned and waned and waned. So I mean, that goes to show it's probably not going to be my winner, but I think it was worthy of a nomination in the category. It was kind of cool to see the EC properties come back. The trade dress on each book was gorgeous. Savage Sword of Conan. We talked about Conan the Barbarian. We talked about what Jim Zub was doing. The magazine format with the newsprint stories of Conan, one and done things. It's a good time to be a Conan fan. Gary B has been doing it right for years, and we're playing catch up now. It's been awesome seeing all of these new stories with Conan with a different creative team and different things that are playing with in each one of these issues. Really awesome stuff here. And I'll round it out with Ice Cream Man. Each issue, you know, sometimes you get some continuing storylines, sometimes you get continuing plot threads throughout the series. Ultimately, it's kind of like a one and done anthology series, though. So Ice Cream Man would round it out for me. Stu, best anthology.
Well, man, I would go Savage Sword, but dude, I got to give it to an early Q1, Q2, 2025 heater. The Ink and Insights newsletter has been far and away the fucking best anthology. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
So
let's go. The Shill Award.
Ink and Insights for all you noobs out there who aren't subscribed already. Make sure you're subscribed. But yeah, dude, that has been incredible. You know, news, editorials, interviews, you know, original art, original comic strips, like everything you could need as a comic book fan. So yeah, I got to shout out the Ink and Insights newsletter.
Great call.
There you go.
I mean, gosh, do we even have to say anything more? I mean, we know our winner.
I think we did.
Okay, we'll all announce who our runner-up is then. How about we go from there? Did you have any other picks here for the best anthology, Stu?
I don't. I will say, man, this is a category. It kind of like bums me out that it's lacking in both nominations and like, you know, good books to nominate. Like, you know what I mean? It's I think anthology books are such a staple of the industry. So it's kind of sad to see that it's slim pickings out there.
Yeah. And it could just be the case that I just don't remember. Like, it's certainly not in the forefront of my mind, Stu. Like, to your point, like, I'm sure they're out there, but damn if I can remember any of them.
Same. I feel like there's a couple of Fantagraphics titles I got to be forgetting, right? Something like that.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I did.
Go ahead.
I didn't have many more surprises. I was saying Ice Cream Man and Savage Sword for sure. So like those are the default ones. I had one, but then I checked and I'm like, nah, it's a 25. I'll mention it just because. But Cruel Kingdom, it didn't meet the 24, but Cruel Kingdom is better than any like Epitaphs or any of the EC Cruel Universe stuff that I was reading. So like that's my favorite of like that EC kind of stuff. So like the three, if I could sneak that one in, would be Cruel Kingdom, Ice Cream Man, obviously, and then Savage Sword is insanely good as well.
Yeah. For me, 2025 right now might be the year of Monkey Meat. for anthology. Monkey Meat's,
good call.
yeah, Monkey Meat's a little bit wild, a little bit crazy, and it's kind of my style. So be on the lookout for that one when the time is right. But yeah, for 2024's picks, I have to stick with my pick of Ice Cream Man. Well, Ink and Insights first, right? My runner-up would be Ice Cream Man, though.
For sure.
Special kind of book, man, and I'm so glad that you both kind of put me onto it, because I was definitely slow to the pickup on that, and then I picked up the hardcovers. Such a fantastic read. Now it's something, whenever it comes out, it's a little bit sparingly, but when it comes out, I'm ecstatic to pick up that new issue and read it for sure. So yeah. Ice Cream Man. Me, Stu, we got your pick with Ink and Insights here. You dirty shill, you. I appreciate it though. Nick, what do you got?
I'm gonna say Savage Sword. Savage Sword was incredible. Like, if Ice Cream Man was a monthly book and we just got more of it, and Savage isn't monthly either, especially with the diamond delays and things like that for me. But
no kidding.
I will say that every issue of Savage Sword that has come out has been just incredible. It's extra sized. I love how the newspaper print feels in the black and white. Every story has felt great. There's not a whole lot of throwaway things in there, and they sneak a little like one-page stories here and there, you know what I mean, with like guest artists and whatnot. So they're really cramming a lot of stuff into each single issue. And I just have a great time reading it, man. It takes forever because they're so long, but the art's always killer. The stories have been top notch. And yeah, I just love all the creative. And they had Roy Thomas on one earlier, and Jason Aaron was on one. And
that Roy Thomas issue was my absolute favorite. That thing was great. So great. Yeah. It was perfect.
Doesn't matter who's on the book. It's always been great. Production's been awesome. And I love that newspaper exercise print too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Also good.
All right. We're through the book categories, right? All of the different things. Now we get to talk about the creators. But before we do that, we had a couple more people join us, starting with Gore Vidal. Gore, evening to you, sir. And hey, you're never late. All you got to do is play catch up, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Simple to saying no hardcover news for Precious Metal. I would say no hardcover news yet. Keeping hope alive. We need that. The Little Bird one is so nice, and we need that companion piece. We need those together. And if we don't get it, Simpleton, I know who I'm calling. So there you go. Omega Slice saying, I bet Tiny Onion Team is working on an insane hardcover collected edition for Xmas time, all bloody and wrapped and everything. So you'd want to check that out for the full collection. And he also follows that up by saying, I remember waiting on Power Fantasy and reading issues 1 and 2 back to back and becoming a Kieran Gillen fan real quick.
That's the best way to do it. I would recommend 1, 2, and 3. If you haven't gotten into it yet, do not read 1 and put it down and be like, and judge it by that. Read 1, 2, and 3, and then if you don't like it at the end of issue 3, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's the nice version of what I was going to say. If you don't like it at that point, I swear to God,
you're not supposed to like it after the first issue. You're not supposed to like it after issue 1. And issue 2 helps, but issue 3 really helps.
All right, guys, let's kick things off for the creative teams on these books here. We're going to start off with the best writer of 2024. The Eisner nominations are Tom King for his work on things like The Decision, Animal Pound, Helen of Windhorn, Jenny Sparks, The Penguin, and Wonder Woman. We got Ram V with Rare Flavors, Dawn Runner, The One Hand, Universal Monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Pause for the reaction from Nick.
What?
There it is. We got Kelly Thompson with Absolute Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, Scarlet from the G.I. Joe series, Venom War, and everyone's favorite land shark, it's Jeff. We also have James Tynan with Something is Killing the Children, Wind, Blue Book, The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, Spectrograph, Department of Truth, Deviant, and World Tree. Dang. That dude had a lot of series that came out. Good Lord.
Say what you will, man. That guy.
He's a machine. Rounding things out here, we have Jean Luen Yang with Lunar New Year Love Story. I'm less mad about this category. I feel marginally okay about this. I feel like they got more right than they did. I won't say wrong, but different than mine. For my best writers in that category here, I had Chip Zdarsky. I think that Chip had a quiet good year in 2024. We talked about Avengers Twilight. We don't talk about Public Domain enough.
Public Domain. Yeah.
Public Domain is such a banger of a book. It really speaks to the craft of the thing that we love so much. That book needs to get more shine. I can't wait for it to come back so we can kind of continue the story of this family and the creation of the book within the universe.
Yeah.
Newburn started and finished. It was a great crime detective story about a guy that was really kind of keeping the uneasy alliance between these mafia families in this city. And it was a really nice, concise story that had a good start, middle, and end. Really great stuff. We know what happened with Batman. We know the feelings about it. It's just push that aside. We don't need to talk about that. Chip had a lot of good work.
He fell from space.
That was a cool thing.
So cool.
We were so excited. I still remember being in the back chats going like when it was announced, and we're just like, oh my God, he's gonna be on Batman. This is the best.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Yeah. Anyway, get ready to take a drink. Darcy Van Polgeest with Precious Metal and Lotus Land. We talk a lot about Precious Metal. Lotus Land, really cool series that came out from.
I gotta give that one a second chance. I didn't give that one a fair shake, I don't think.
Yeah, I dug it. It wasn't up to that same level, I don't think, but also I don't think it needed or wanted to be either.
Yeah.
It was really, it was in a totally different lane. Rounding things up though, Ram V, I agree with the Eisners here. Great choice. Yeah. Detective Comics, I think that's going to be a storied run that he did on that series. The One Hand was awesome. The two stories that were won, Rare Flavors. I mean, Rare Flavors was stupendous. It was in the same vein of The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. It was him teaming up with Felipe Andrade again. Whenever I see that team together, I immediately know it's going to be something special. So Ram V, Darcy Van Polgeest, and Chip Zdarsky for me. Stu, who do you have for best writer?
So I don't know, with this category, they kind of made it almost like feel like it's about, not just one or two books, but doing a whole lot of work. It seemed like a lot of these writers have covered a lot of ground. For me, it's really all about one guy who got a lot of steam at the end of 2024, but really is kind of blossomed into something else in 2025. Is Dennis Camp, man.
Yeah.
He's the guy I'm most excited to like. He's a guy whose name I'm most excited to see on a book. And the Ultimates was kind of the precursor to that, but now he's was in Sorted Crisis Events and an Absolute Martian Manhunter. And I know those are kind of off the Eisner's registry here, but he's the guy I'm most looking forward to reading week in and week out. I think he's just doing some incredible things with ideas, execution, nods to the past, etc., as I've already said. I would definitely agree wholeheartedly, though, with Ram V. I think, based on 2024 alone, it's hard to look at anybody else's body of work and say you deserve it over Ram. Because, I just, every book that he put in work on, and I know it might not be for me necessarily. That doesn't take away from the quality, and the like what he did with Detective is incredible. Even though it's not, particularly my cup of tea, it's still incredible. And I love the things they did with Dan helping out and all those artists rotating around. They just made it something really innovative and cool. And I was really impressed with, what he chose to do with his time on that book. And then, I got to echo what you said about Rare Flavors, man. Rare Flavors number 4, I think, when we kind of got the backstory about our cannibalistic force of nature was really was really close to making the cut on my issues of the year. I just thought that book had so many amazing moments on it, and I the falling in love with that documentary filmmaker and seeing his whole journey with it. It was such an incredible story, man. And the way he makes books so personal, it's such a beautiful thing. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think, since Alan Moore, we haven't got a guy like Ram, and we should really appreciate, whether you appreciate him or not, I think just, give that man his respect, because he's really doing incredible things with the art form, and we need people like that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to highlight Gore's comment down here at my LCS,
Yeah.
Rom V, Tynan, and Can't Move Books. Your shop does it right, bro. Like,
bro.
dude, I wish more shops were like that, man. We live in a world of
Yeah.
big two shops.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, that's amazing. And I love seeing that. So thank you for sharing that. Man, that makes me feel good. Like, seriously, thank you, Gore. That made me feel really good, actually.
Yeah, there's hope.
Exactly. There's hope. Nick,
you could tell that his shop actually reads books. They have a clientele that actually reads books. Like that's fun.
Good stuff. Nick, what you got, man?
All right, so some repeats, but some new. So I agree. Dennis Camp is a writer that I didn't immediately click with. 20th Century Men was not something I was maybe ready for. Maybe I'm ready for. Exactly. I need to go back and do a reread because I did not. I read the first couple of issues. I'm like, what is going on, man? I couldn't get into the style. I couldn't get into the rhythm of it, the story. But then, like, I think I've experienced more things since then. So I'm like, okay, I need to go back and check that out because it was highly praised by so many people that I respect and around. So I gotta look at that. And Simpleton, by the way, doing some amazing 20th Century Men work. Holy crap! Dude. Releasing some of those images today. Are you out of your mind? Oh my God, those are so good. I will echo everything you said about Ron V. Ron V is just one of those writers that, he just knows how to hit you emotionally, knows how to tell a compelling story. Everything he touches is like supernatural. It has a writing style that like hits you in the soul, right? There's no fluff about any of his stuff. And when he's really focused on a book, there's a few examples on this list that I just do not agree with. Like, it feels like what we've noticed from Hickman in some of his books, where it's like, are you even writing this book? Or are you not writing this book? Some of those exist as well, right? On that list that they gave for Rom the past year. But the books he's hitting on hard. Mm-hmm. So that's really good. I spoke about Hickman just a second ago. I'll throw Hickman in there for absolute, or for ultimate rather. I'll throw him on there, and his contributions in Doom. I think that was really great what he was able to do. I got to throw Darcy in there too, just because I talked about how great that story was, crafting all those characters and the story and making everything connect. The pacing was one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen from storytelling, and it was great. And I'll throw Jeff Johns in there because Jeff Johns crushed it last year with so many great books, and just keeping all those plates spinning, man. Building out this universe, jumping on multiple titles, working with multiple creative teams, and making every issue of all those new series and the legacy ones interesting all year round, even into 2025. So Johns was one of the hardest working guys last year for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy he didn't get nominated at all. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, it's kind of his boat, man. He's like steering that ship, right? He's got 3 titles amongst the Ghost Machine. No, 4 amongst Ghost Machine in 2024. All of them were stupendous. Every single one.
And nothing.
We appreciate you, Jeff.
Yeah.
So for my pick, while Darcy Van Polgees wrote my single favorite thing in 2024 with Precious Metal, Stu, it's something that you said, maybe a problem amongst the Eisners, but maybe something that does resonate a little bit with me. There has to be a volume. So while Darcy wrote my single favorite thing, Rom V wrote most of my favorite things in 2024. With all the books that I had mentioned here. So Rom V definitely took the cake with me, because Precious Metal was here for me. Rare Flavors was just below it. I feel like it was different lane, almost as beautiful as the other book though. So Rom V takes the cake for me. Stu, what you got?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. If we're talking about breadth of body of work and consistency of quality, it's got to be Rom. So in 2024,
there we go. Nick, do we have a trifecta?
No, I'll switch it up. Not that I don't agree. No, I mean, just to keep it interesting. I'll keep it going. Yeah, like Rare Flavors was amazing, right? That book was incredible. Like Dawn Runner, I didn't enjoy so much just because of how it was a little bit crazy, a little chaotic.
It had so much potential, and I feel like it didn't. Yeah, it just didn't hit that.
I could just never tell what was going on the page.
Right.
So
yes.
And even the story, like I couldn't really tell what was like. Is this guy in the future? Is it not? Is he a hologram? Is he not? Like, is it 2 layers of reality? Like, what's going One hand, six fingers, like that was pretty cool. I might need to do a reread. I didn't love it. Universal Monsters Creature Black Lagoon, did not like that at all. So like Rare Flavors and Detective Comics, I think were his hits, right? And then New Gods came in December, which was great. So fair enough. Rare Flavors was awesome, and I loved the Detective Run too. That one clicked for me. But I'll take the same approach you guys are taking with volume, because I do appreciate everybody else on here. I'm just going to throw it to John's just for volume's sake, because he created all those universes. He's on multiple books. Every one of them is engaging, and it's a pure volume plus entertainment equation here. There wasn't a single book that he put out from that universe that was like, I don't know about this one. Every one of them was awesome.
Yeah.
And it continues to be awesome. So per volume, that's probably, I'm more impressed with that than anything.
Okay, cool. So we got the JBV, John's per volume, right? That's how we can equate that moving forward.
Yeah.
All right. The next category here, same lane, a little bit different though. The best writer / artist. So this has to be the sole creator on a book. The Eisners chose Charles Burns with comics. Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Charles Burns was very upset over his name being mentioned, clearly. Okay. I was about to say that doesn't necessarily make sense because comics was a wordless book, but they also throw in the final cut. The final cut after that. I'm like, okay, now it makes sense. Make it make sense, damn it.
God, what a weird book.
just a little bit, man. I really enjoyed it though. We had Emil Ferris with My Favorite Thing is Monsters, Book 2.
No idea.
Oh. All right, we're gonna talk after this.
I missed that one.
John Macy with Juna from Street Noise Books. No idea at all. Paco Roca, Return to Eden from Fantagraphics. Another one right over the head. It looks like we're gonna have a lot of these here. I'm just gonna blow through them here. Olivier Schwaren with Sunday from Fantagraphics, and Maria Sweeney with Brittle Joints from Street Noise. A lot of Street Noise love, a lot of Fantagraphics love. More power to ya.
You gotta love that. I mean, I'm happy, but
I
wish I would have read any of these except for Final Cut.
Yeah, I definitely liked Final Cut. I definitely like My Favorite Thing is Monsters. I feel like those are going to be the clear cut, kind of inching along here. The one of those two is going to win. My personal choices for best writer and artist, though, are going to go to Kari Andrews for his work on Spider-Man Reign 2. We talked about it earlier. Wes Craig on Kaya. And finally, Daniel Warren Johnson on both Transformers. And early on, he was doing more artwork, so I threw in The Moon is Following Us even though he shares that artistic duty with Riley Rossmo.
Yeah, it still works.
Yeah. Stu, who are your picks for best writer artist?
All right, so I got Michael Walsh on Frankenstein.
Yes, sir.
Damn it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, damn, Eric missed that one.
Yeah. Jimmy Ba on Boy
Yes,
Wonder.
Sir. Yep.
I hate myself.
And I got to echo the Eisners on Emil Ferris, dude. Emil Ferris is completely slept on, I think, still, even with volume 2 of My Favorite Thing is Monsters out. So I definitely want to spotlight that one. Those are my three.
Yeah. Shout out to Holya Comics. He had me on one of his book club videos here going over the first volume of that book. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, amazing. It is
amazing story behind it, too.
The story is great. The approach to the comic book itself is so unique. It's a brilliant piece. Like, everyone, if you enjoy comics, should probably give it a read. But it is a very difficult read. So prepare yourself. This isn't a
content-wise difficult, but
guys,
not literally difficult.
A woman got bit by a mosquito, was paralyzed, taped a pin to her hand, and taught herself to draw again. And this is the work of art we got out of it. I mean, it's an absolutely incredible story. I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, she got West Nile virus, had a litany of issues that come up here. And that is just the first layer of the creation of this comic, let alone the things that happen within the comic, which are loosely, if not largely, based on real life events. It's crazy. It is such a unique experience. I totally lost track of where the heck we were. Who did we leave it? You're up, Nick? Okay.
You're good, Stu? Okay.
Yep.
I have a couple. Yeah. So Daniel Warren Johnson, obviously, just for his work. I feel like ours are so freaking obvious. Like the Eisner ones were all like left field shit, right?
Maybe they're obvious because they're the right picks. Maybe.
Yeah, but I can't hate the fact that a bunch of Fantagraphics creators got some love. So that's great.
That's true. Yep.
So Daniel Warren Johnson, Wes Craig, obviously. I'm gonna throw Mahdi in there because Mahdi came out with a bunch of books last year, and I feel like his sheer volume alone and his talent is just, you can't ignore it. So Mahdi for sure, Junie Ba, obviously, and Michael Walsh also. Beth Frankenstein was, damn, I think it's better than Dracula as a whole. Like the Dracula story was good, but I think the Frankenstein story was better, and I really like the artwork in both. So I think
the framing device of the child.
Oh God, so good,
perfect.
So like I enjoyed the art of Dracula better, but I enjoy the overall package of Frankenstein better. So yeah, Michael Walsh I think nails it on that one. So Daniel Warren Johnson, Wes Craig, Mahdi, Junie Ba, and Michael Walsh.
Nice. All right. Well, for my winner, I'm going to end up going with Daniel Warren Johnson. The man's a machine. He pulls at all of your heartstrings. Beautiful writer, subverts your expectations. That arguably has the most kinetically charged artwork in comic books right now. He manages to pull things together that shouldn't work and make them work in ways that, just make you feel all the feels at the same time. So Daniel Warren Johnson takes the cake for me. It seems like such an obvious, easy choice, but like I just said previously, like, when it's easy and obvious, like that just goes to show that's the right pick for me personally. So D-Dubs gets my pick. Stu, who you got?
I gotta go Mike Walsh, man. It was Frankenstein was so revelatory. It was like you said, using the child as a framing device, but not only that, the way he started each issue with like a different body part, the eyes and the heart, and it was just so well done. And such a brilliant reinvention, like I said, of an old classic, and the way he like gave those huge moments that you wanted from the original Universal movie, but also was able to build something new was just masterful. And it was a writer who I really wanted to put on the best writer category, but I saw this one and I wanted to save him for it because I thought he deserved his flowers. And not only this, but Null Hunter, and now the things he's doing on Exquisite Corpses. He's a guy I'm really looking forward to, who I think is really just, going to continue to come into his own. But he was just such a pleasant surprise after really being only familiar with him with Silver Coin in previous years. Mike killed it. So Michael Walsh is my pick.
Yeah, good call, man. All right, Nick, who is your selection?
Yeah, I'm gonna go D-Dubs as well, just because he's on multiple books. I think that separates him from Michael and I think Junie's got a couple different things, and Wes is on that one book, I believe, only, right? So I'm gonna go Daniel Warren Johnson just because he's got two different things going on. He started a new series, I think, last year with Moon Is Following Us. He's doing a great job continuing that hype train for Transformers, a book that kind of re-energized there you go. The passion that fan base has, the whole Energon universe is riding on it on Transformers coattails right now, and it's just doing a great job. And so I think whenever he switched off of art, there was controversy about it, man. So I mean, like whenever there's a change going on, it's everywhere. It's in the headlines, and we're going to see that again in about 5 issues. And so and I think that I'm going to be anxious to see what 26 through 30 feels like and what it sounds like and how it reads and what the difference is and if there's going to be a big difference, because it did a good job of transitioning the art. But, do we want to transition that story vibe, that storytelling vibe as well? Do we want to rip off D-Dubs forever on Transformers? I don't know. Are we going to have another shift in style and writing style, art style? Who knows? But he has made a huge impact in the comic book industry with that alone, and he's doing Moon Is Following Us on the side. So yeah, again,
whoever
it's volume and
decides,
talent.
yeah, whoever decides to take up that book has some serious heavy lifting to do. I don't envy whoever it is that they decide to announce. It'd be really nice if they finally make that announcement though. And I like maybe they're just trying to hold it back, but I would sure as heck like to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We got Sleepy who joined us here. Sleepy, always great seeing you, man. And Gore, I dropped the link to your Final Cut video in the chat here. So after this is all said and done, make sure everyone go ahead and click on that link and go check it out and see all his thoughts on Charles Burns's Final Cut.
Oh, great. Sweet.
All right. Next category here, we have the best penciler inker. This also could be a penciler inker team, right? If a person isn't inking themselves. But the Eisners had Felipe Andrade for Rare Flavors. Good call. Nick Dragotta for Absolute Batman. Good call. Bilquis Evely for Helen of Windhorn. We're 3 for 3, guys. The Eisners are doing something
so far,
here.
so good.
We're good. Manu Lassinets for The Road. I got nothing for you. I don't know. I don't know.
Idea.
But yeah, but you're amongst titans of the industry because the next name is Javier Rodriguez for Zatanna Bring Down the House. And we're going to wrap things up with Nick. You looking at the list too?
Yeah,
I see you looking at it. Go ahead. Give that last one a shot.
I'm good.
Yeah, I thought so. Li Yuen
Pham.
That uppercase U is throwing me off. Li Yuen Pham. For
that was dirty. That was really dirty.
Yeah, I listen. I don't know. Hopefully, I got it right.
There's a reason I don't say creative teams on my review shows, unlike some people on this panel. I can't. You have the mental capacity is not there to remember all that crap.
Dude,
I love it when like we're about to tackle some incredibly dense book and Nick hops in the chat. He's like, "Oh, great! I can't wait to hear you guys explain this one to me." And it's like,
yes. Dude, the heat I got for my pronunciation of Mikel Hanin's name when I wasn't pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, it blew up. It blew up the chat. And,
it took me a year to remember Haas's name. I was like, forget it.
Michael Janin.
Michael Fife.
Yep. Oh my gosh. All right. For my choices for best penciler inker, I had to go with Ian Bertram. Again, we talked about Precious Metal. It is a special artistic book along with the narrative. You do not get this type of style and approach and level of expertise with every single kind of book that we get month over month, even year over year. This is something, I won't say once in a lifetime, right? Because we've gotten Little Bird, but it's something you don't get very often. Dude, they did it right. The Eisners got it. Bilquis Evely, the work on Helen of Windhorn. Whew. Brilliant, ethereal, breathtaking. And then Javier Rodriguez, man, we all became Zatanna fans, similar to how we became Conan fans in 2024. And it was largely due to the artistic stylings of Javier. So I really, really, really dug what they did there. So those would be my 3 picks here, kicking it back over to Stu.
I got to be a little bit boring on this one and echo 2 years. Ian was definitely tops on my list, and right under Ian is Javier, man. Like those 2 guys put out some of the most drop dead gorgeous artwork of the past year, and it'd just be a crime not to include them. My 3rd pick, who is a bit of a sleeper, I have to see my boy Edson. Well, I'm not that much of a sleeper. My boy Edson got him. Chris Samney, dude. His work on Batman and Robin Year One has been freaking amazing. All the Mazzucchelli vibes. I just love to see that guy in black and white, you know, especially during Battober or like when he does those drawing contests on his Instagram. He's just such beautifully rendered line work. Just one of the best out there, natural talent. So gotta shout out Chris. But I don't think you can go really. It's going to be impossible for me to pick a winner. I don't think you can go wrong with either of these guys. So
it's a wealth of riches here. So Nick, who do you have? Are you going to try to subvert our expectations?
I have maybe I think I have 2 new ones. I think.
Okay.
So Bilquis Evely for sure, like insane. On Helen of Windhorn, incredible work. Ian, of course. We've talked about 100 Reasons Why. I'm going to say Casper Wingard as well.
I love it.
And that's a little bit of recency bias for sure, but it's fine. I can I'll take the heat.
Nobody's mad at that. We'll accept it here.
I'm gonna say Brian Hitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Redcoat's look, the look of that book is like he hasn't taken an issue off. It's been so good.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. And there's just so many cool, I mean, like on that book alone, it's like there's so many interesting characters, timepieces, references, things like that he had to accomplish. Like, remember the Johnny Appleseed issue?
Yeah.
Where they're going through the forest, but like even an earlier issue when he's hanging out with one of who was it? The dude that kind of turned his back on him, but one of Johnny's seeds like went through the house and like destroyed everything, and they're running through the streets and there's horses and carriages and stuff. It's like there's so many cool things that he had to deal with that I think it was really fun to see that.
Yeah. Good call.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
Good call. I think Gary Frank could just as easily be on that list as well.
Gary Frank for sure.
Yeah.
His landscape was a little bit more muted, but like drawing Geiger and all the ancillary, like that's
like
incredible.
Geiger glow ups and all that shit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, those splash pages are great and everything.
This last issue of Geiger, granted, it's outside of the scope of what we're talking about, but like this last issue of Geiger looked so good. That battle between the two. Oh,
it's the emotion he's able to wring out of like Junkyard Joe's facial features and stuff too. Like has been incredible.
Yeah.
We could have mentioned Fabok as well, but I think it's a volume issue.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like I don't think anybody could look at Rook and say like, nah, that doesn't look great. I think it's one of the best looking books that's ever been created, but like it's a volume issue, I think.
All right. Well, for my pick of the best penciler, like I had to go with our boy Ian. Again, special kind of book, man. Precious Metal was incredible. Every single page of every single issue was a feast for your eyes. It was brilliant. Since we're talking about this right here and right now, by the way, he's got a Kickstarter. You have like hours left. No joke, hours left to get in on this. All stretch goals have been met here. So if you're interested, $40 is going to get you a one-of-a-kind sketchbook that is wow, just wow. We had the pleasure of talking to him. So, Ian Bertram is my pick. Stu, who you got, man?
Man, I can't go against Ian. It's got to be Ian.
It's got to be, right?
Again, Javier is a very close second because, that was definitely I know he's been out there before, but I think he really, announced himself with that Satana book, and he's going to continue to do so with Manhunter. So, but yeah, man, Ian's work will live on forever in Precious Metal. So I have to pick that one.
Good call.
Yeah.
Nick, who you got? Who are you finalizing?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
We're
we're just gonna go. We're gonna go 3 for 3 here with Ian. For sure. Yeah. And for all the same reasons. I mean, as good as Brian Hitch was, as good as Casper Wingard is, and as good as Billiquis Evely is, there wasn't a single lazy page on any of those issues. And there were multiple times per issue that you paused before you started. Like I said before, you stopped. You didn't even want to read the dialogue. You were just taking in what you saw on the page. And it's very rare that books can do that. I think Helena Winhorn did that. And in Precious Metal did it every single issue, every single page. So incredible work.
Yep. Could not disagree. All right. We're getting into a pretty fun category because this one, a lot of these picks, I feel like not just us as friends kind of knew what direction we were all going to go for some of these. But I think the chat probably knew a little bit on this one. But this category, it could get real fun here because we're going to talk about best cover artist. This, I think we can all go in wildly different directions. The Eisners chose for best cover artist Juni Ba for his work on The Boy Wonder, Godzilla Skate or Die, and TMNT Night Watcher. We got Evan Cagle for Dawn Runner, New Gods, and Detective Comics. Billiquis Evely for Animal Pound. I forgot she did the covers for that. And Helena Winhorn. Tula Lotte for Groupies, Helen of Windhorn, Count Crowley, let's see here, Dawn Runner, Barnstormers, Somna, and The Horizon Experiment, and Hayden Sherman for their work on Absolute Wonder Woman, Batman Dark Patterns, Superman, and the Brave and Batman the Brave and the Bold. So for my picks for best cover artist, Eisner's, you missed out, but that's okay because here on Ink and Insights, we know when it's Stan Panosian time.
We'll get you covered. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and just be crystal clear. It's impossible for me not to say anybody else's name 3 times except for Dan Panosian.
I mean,
it's Dan all day, dude.
It's Dan. Yeah. So my other choices, my runners up, because it's so obvious who the winner is. Yeah. Jeffrey Allen Love for their work on Tin Can Society. They had some great variants on Conan and the Sacrificers.
Yeah.
And when I want a scrunchy cover, I know exactly who I need to call in, and it's Frank freaking Miller. Uncle
That's
Frank definitely gets a pick here. Dan Panosian did great work for Conan. I think that Dan really, there was a big bad spotlight that was shown on him that came right in on the DC All-In initiative that started with the Absolute Universe's initiation, because, dude, Dan's covers for all of those properties that have come out, each one of them was just like a little bit more mind-blowing than the next, and he's kind of continued that trend here. So we're gonna breeze right through this because you already got 2 of the 3 of us making our choices with Dan Panosian. Nick, go ahead, man. Who you got?
I'll throw other people out there just for shits and giggles. I think Daniel Warren Johnson's done some amazing work. Not only on, I think, the B covers for Transformers, but he also did some of the work on Moon is Following Us, and he did some variant covers as well. Most recently, I picked up one for Assorted Crisis Events. I think it's the 3rd print, #1, and it was a really cool cover. So he's still doing some of the variants game, and he's handling his own books as well. And doing interiors for half of Moon is Following Us, or whatever the ratio is. So I think he's still strong in the best cover category. I had Panosian
covers are so good.
Yeah, those are the ones I collect. Yeah, for sure. Panosian for sure. I mean, that was a no-brainer. I'm gonna
calling us out, man. He knows the drill.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, we get along for we get along for a reason, Damien. Yeah. I can't not say it. I mean, we got to say Frizen on that. It's Frizen for sure. Yeah. She's doing a great job on all of her stuff. I mean, I can't not have that name in the conversation for best cover artist. And I'm going to throw in one that I'm learning more about. And I started recently hunting down some of the covers. Ashley Wood. Ashley Wood's doing some great work on some covers recently. And I think he just came out with one for Dark Patterns, if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, that really, really cool stuff coming from Ashley Wood. So yeah, Wood, Frizen, Panosian, and D-Dubs.
Yeah, Ashley Wood is they've been doing phenomenal work for decades, right? Like long.
I'm catching up on that one. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna add Tula Lotte to my list. I had them in a different category that we're gonna skip over, but Tula Lotte for only reason, then I got to come back from the comic book shop on a Wednesday, walk through the door, look my wife straight in the eyes, and be like, "Sweetie, I think I just bought Witchcraft Erotica." And like, I've never had that experience in my life until Tula Lotte came around. So Tula, thank you for letting me have that awkward moment. So I appreciate that. All right. Moving on to best coloring of a book. Let's see here. We have the Eisners nominating Jordi Belair for their work on Absolute Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, John Constantine Hellblazer, Dead in America, otherwise known as the book with the longest title in the universe. Nice House by the Sea, many, many more. We have Mateus Lopez with Batman and Robin Year One and Helen of Windhorn. We have Justin Prokowicz with Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze that came out from Titan Comics. Javier Rodriguez for their work, not only artistically, but through the colors on Zatanna Bring Down the House. Dave Stewart on books like Dawn Runner, The Serpent in the Garden, Hellboy, The BPRD, Paranoid Gardens, and Shaolin Cowboy Cruel to Be Kin. And rounding things out, we have Quentin Zutian for All the Princesses Die Before Dawn, an Abram Comics book. All right, for my choices, who I would pick for best colors, I had, let's see here. It's kind of crazy that this person didn't get mentioned. I had Mike Spicer as one of my choices. Mike Spicer's work on Transformers alone, I think, was stupendous. A multitude of other things that they had been working on.
Yep.
Lee Lowridge did some fantastic work directly working on books like Detective Comics and The One Hand, the duo of books here for The One Hand and the Six Fingers.
Yeah.
Mateus Lopez doing work on Helen of Windhorn and Batman and Robin Year One, the first couple issues that had come out at that point. I mean, a litany of great choices as far as I'm concerned. Stu, who do you think is deserving of your nominations?
For me, I got kind of like, I know I gotta, it's two really for me. Javier Rodriguez obviously is. I just like when I think about who's really doing some of the most innovative, coolest things with color these days. It's Javier, especially with Manhunter. But I think a lot of the seeds of that were born in Zatanna, and then kind of a sleeper pick. Only one book really, but Toni Marie Griffin's coloring in Frankenstein I thought was fucking amazing, and I love the palette that she used.
She did that. She did that. Oh yeah, she did.
It was like muted in the best way, though.
Yes.
It was very, very subtle.
Yeah, and I think like that book, like it was such a perfect compliment to Walsh's storytelling and art, and mood fitting in the right places, and I just wanted to give a shout out to that one. So she's kind of my sleeper.
Yeah, that's a good call. Good call.
Yeah. Frankenstein getting a lot of love, well-deserved love.
I love that book.
Are you reading Mummy by chance?
I am not. I saw the previews and the art didn't click with me, brother.
It still doesn't for me, but I'm actually liking the story.
The story I've heard a lot.
It's not bad. It's literally the first Mummy movie, but it's what happens off screen with the characters.
With the female character,
yeah. Okay. Helen, I think so. So definitely, I would check it out, even if the art's not. I'm with you, man. I didn't like the art. I still don't, but I like the story.
Okay, because we got Universal Monsters Invisible Man coming out from Tynan and Danny very soon, and
it's about to be crazy.
Take all my money. I'm so ready for that.
Right?
Yeah,
some original art. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh my God. Who do you got for colors?
All right, Kinetic. Come on now. So I think I have some of the same ones. Maybe one new. I have Mike Spicer, obviously, just doing incredible work. Can't wait to meet him over at Heroes. Brad Anderson for the Ghost Machine stuff. Incredible work. Just again, it's a volume thing. So much great work. Matt Wilson over there with like Ultimate Spider-Man, things like that. I think they're doing a great job. Mateus Lopes, of course, and I have Javier as well.
Yeah, if Absolute Martian Manhunter would have come out in 2024, I don't see.
Oh yeah, Javier. That would be an easier conversation. Yeah,
exactly. I think Javier would have maybe not run away with it, but I think that would have put him over the top. For me, though, it's got to be Mateus Lopez. I love the color palette that they chose for Batman and Robin Year One. I think it really makes Chris Samnee's art sing. Because it works so well in black and white, so it really does elevate it in a great way that emulates the look of the Batman Year One look that we got from David Mazzucchelli back in the day. I think that was colored by Christine Scheele. I could be wrong though. Great color palette on that. And come on, like Helen of Windhorn was again one of the most breathtaking looking books that came out, and the colors played a big part in that, considering it was all the fantastical world of wherever the heck Helen and her grandfather ended up going. So yeah, Mateus Lopez definitely took the cake from me. Stu, who's your absolute pick?
I think, oh man, it's hard to give Tony the title on one book, so I guess I'll go Javier.
Okay, Jav gets it, well deserved. Nick, who's your pick?
Yeah, I think I just might go volume wise here again. Man, it's between two people, really. I agree that if Javier, if Martian Manhunter came out, it would probably be easier. Those colors are so striking, though, in Zatanna.
Oh, that's
it's
all
like it's like that's all
I know. Like the swirling hair and all that shit.
And like the story was fine, but like the colors are great and the pencils were great.
Unreal.
What I try to think about with that is, would that color palette and would that color approach still work on someone else's artwork though?
No, I think there's a whimsical element to it that you have to have.
Yeah, And I think that's
like
where,
a Trad Moore vibe, like that would work with
Mhm.
Trad Moore. That would work with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they can't be a tight straight line penciler, I don't think.
Yeah, they're not coloring Jim Lee's work for sure.
No. No, Hush 3.
Yeah. Oh God, don't put that evil.
Don't do that. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Sorry, for the sake of time. Let's go with I'm gonna go Brad Anderson again because of the volume of work and the different types of things he has to color, the different types of pencilers he has to work with, molding his style depending on who he's working with. I think it's a volume thing and just having adaptability. So Brad Anderson.
Brad Anderson, good call. Yeah. Are they the colorist on every single Ghost Machine book? I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, when you have to color freaking Fabok, when you have to color Gary Frank, when you have to color Brian Hitch, it's just like there's really.
All right, guys. We've almost fixed the Eisners. We're almost done here. We have our final category for the Inkies, best lettering. The Eisners decided to choose Becca Carey for their work in Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Plastic Man No More. Nobody talked about that, or not enough people talked about that. That was a really cool series. And Murder Kingdom. Didn't read that from Mad Cave Studios. We also have Leela Corman with Victory Parade, Clayton Cowles on everything under the frickin' sun, but a couple of those were Animal Pound, FML, Helena Windhorn, Absolute Batman. We had Emil Ferris lettering herself with My Favorite Thing is Monsters Book 2, and Nate Powell with Fall Through and Lies My Teacher Told Me. So for my choices on best lettering of 2024, I had Aditya Bidikar with their work on The One Hand and Robin the Boy Wonder. I had Russ Wooten for his work on Sacrificers and Tin Can Society. And rounding it out, I had the great Hassan Atzman El-How for their work on Precious Metal and Zatanna. Stu, who do you got for lettering?
Dude, great picks. I'm right there with you with Russ. I think Russ is such a vet and such an OG, and I definitely second that one. Haas, we talk about him all the time. It's rare when you get a letterer with a brand that you can trust. If Haas is on a book, it's going to be something different and something you want to check out. And I think for that reason alone, like, he deserves the award year after year. However, this year I got to give it to Becca Carey, man, and her work, particularly in Absolute Wonder Woman, I think has been absolutely freaking fantastic. All those different Greek gods in their lettering, like when Apollo first came down in those issues and the way it looked, it's been phenomenal. So yeah, and I think she's a rising talent who's gonna continue to do great things. So I'm gonna give it to Becca.
Dude, good call. I'm looking at the halfway point of my 2025 stuff, and Becca Carey's name is all over. Making a very strong case for being my best letter so far. So yeah, excellent call on that one and making your pick here. Nick, who are your nominations and who's your pick?
I think a lot of the same. So I have Haas, of course, for that. I have Becca Carey. I have Clayton Cowles. I have Russ Wooten. I threw Marty in there just out of love because I know he hand letters everything still, and a lot of these people don't probably. So hand lettering, it goes a long way. I don't think it's used very often anymore. I don't know if anybody else is doing it on this list, but I think that's a really cool thing. And then I need help with the last name, but it's Tom. I don't know. Napoleo. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So yes, yeah. I'm gonna throw Tom in there as well. Just because I like the work in New Gods and things like that. But it's a relatively newer book. He's on some other things too. But what I basically did is I track all my letterers and I'm picking like my favorite books too. But then I'm also trying to recount like how they're using the lettering. Like, lettering to me shouldn't be something that you ignore. It should be something that forces itself on you in a good way, that amplifies the story. It makes sense to exist there. It's unique per character when it needs to be or when it makes sense to be. There's an artistic flair to it. And it's not just words on a page in a speech bubble. It needs to be part of the art and help drive the story and create an emotion the right ways. And so that's that. Yeah. Those are the ones. Those are the ones I'm aiming for.
Okay. Well, who is your finalized pick? Who takes the cake?
I think I got to go to Haas, right? Like I think last year he did so much work, and he's already doing work this year. I think a close second would be Becca Carey, but when I'm thinking about a letterer who amplifies the book, adds to it, in very artistic ways, Haas has got to be it. Yeah.
All right.
There's gonna be some tough competition this year, but I think last year he definitely nailed it.
Can I just say it's so encouraging to like go watch that guy's YouTube videos and just see his passion for the medium. It just gives me such.
Oh yeah.
It just makes me feel so good inside to know like somebody like that is going to lead in the way.
For sure.
Well, Nick, I mean, you nailed it, right, with your description of what the lettering should do and what it should be for a comic book experience, because it's so easy to take you out of it, and it's so easy to also bleed into the nothingness that you totally forget it. Yeah. The guy that gripped me, that made my eyeballs take notice, though, was the ncbdpickups, particularly in their work in The Boy Wonder. I thought that the storytelling. The fairy tale storytelling aspect of that book and the way that they lettered it and had the caption boxes kind of evoke that feeling, and that the notion of that was spellbinding. I really think that it elevated that book. That book alone was what put Aditya above the competition for me. So that rounds out the awards and
we did it.
And our picks. So guys, we did it. Yeah. This is the way that you nominate
You're welcome.
books. Yeah. So, Eisner's, if you pick up the phone, keep us in consideration. We can help you guys out. That's what we're here to do on Ink and Insights. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. We're here for you.
No, like real quick though, honestly, what do you like? Because I know they do you can apply to be an Eisner Award vote caster. What do you think the issue is? Do you think they don't have enough coverage over,
No, that is
like,
not.
They have
an
too
issue.
much of the wrong type of coverage, or like I don't know, because it seems like they're kind of half and half, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like they have some categories they have a reading on what's going on, but others it seems like they're just trying to appease this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
They have, like, okay, no joke, like we talked about, again, fixing it, full honesty. They have a group of judges from around the industry, right? Whether they were doing editorial work in comic books, actual comic book creators that are maybe like, outside of the scope of comic books. They have local comic book store owners and proprietors. They have people that are working in the journalistic realm of comic books itself. They do have the best and brightest putting these things together. And, when we go through these categories and say, nope, didn't read it. Nope, didn't read it. Well, there's a lot of books. There's an incredible amount of comics that come out
There's hundreds every week.
Yeah. Week, month, year. We could not possibly cover every single one of them. It's a Herculean task. So it's cool to know that some of the unsung books that we don't get to cover here still get some of the shine that, hey, maybe they do deserve. So it's pretty cool, and I do have full faith in the panel of judges that they actually have, because again, these people are no slouches at all. We're talking like one of the judges on the panel is from an Eisner award-winning comic book shop right down 30 minutes away from me, Cape and Cowell in Oakland, California. I trust what the panel is putting forth here. Do my picks differ a little bit? Sure. But that's one of the greatest things about comics.
Yeah. Amen.
There we go. All right, guys. This has been a really fun show. I've been glad to get a lot of thoughts out of there from 2024, because I know that we've, it's kind of fun to do that recap and look back, because with the weekly grind of reading these comics, some of this stuff can kind of fall to the wayside. So this has been a fun little reminder of all the books that we got to read over the last year here.
Oh, yeah.
We do have more things coming out, though. So, Stu, why don't you tell everyone here where they could find you, what you got coming out, what you got going on?
Yeah, I don't have a damn thing coming out right now because your boy has been on the sidelines. Laptop and phone, bit the dust past week. Phone's back up, but the laptop's on the way. But yeah, in the meantime, Ink and Insights every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Aside from that, check out, please, guys, these two gentlemen to the right and the left of me work so hard on this newsletter. Please go over to patreon.com/Ink and Insights and check it out. it's an incredible issue too, and you know I'm so particularly proud of Cyborg Spider-Man Stu making his first appearance, amongst other things. But yeah, the in continuity strip IE is amazing. But yeah, it's always a joy to get together with my two closest homies and talk about the comic books we love, and you know, share our passion for the medium. And you know, I love this back and forth. I appreciate y'all you know, doing this with me and putting together our best nominations and fixing this award show of this industry that we love so much. So yeah. But yeah, Dr. Doom's fan club and Instagram and YouTube. Nothing new coming, but you love me anyway.
You're just building anticipation. We know the drill. We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Nick, where can people find you? What you got coming out?
Yeah, Nick Comic Culture on Instagram and YouTube. I'll be doing the best of the week video here very soon. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow morning I'll get it posted Saturday night for you guys, 7 p.m. Central Time. And you have 10 hours left on the Ian Bertram Kickstarter. And I linked it earlier in the chat. I think Eric linked it in the chat earlier, so you can see it up there. So you can jump onto that. All the stretch goals have been met, so you don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. You can get in pretty cheap, and you're going to get an amazing piece of artwork right there. So yeah, it's always a pleasure, guys, to hang out with you and do this damn thing, man. I can't wait for the next time. Thanks so much.
All right.
Yeah.
As for me, 9-panel grid, you can catch my weekly comic book review show dropping every single Sunday morning, going over the thoughts on all of the books that we will surely be wrapping up this time next year as well. Other than that, I have a new show that just premiered this week here, The Cover Story, going over the top news stories in the realm of comic books that came out. Also, the books that I anticipate picking up from the local comic book store, my top variants, trade paperbacks and hardcovers that are going to be coming out, so that you know exactly what you need to get when you hit up your shop, as you're a Wednesday warrior just like me. So be on the lookout for those every Tuesday morning. Other than that, like Stu was saying, every Wednesday night here, Ink and Insights. Couldn't think of a better place to be on a Wednesday night talking comics. So that's what you get from us. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for hanging with us here. We appreciate all of your insight, all of your opinions, and just, you know, hanging out with us on a Wednesday evening. So thank you so much. We hope you have a fantastic evening, and we'll talk to you guys next Wednesday.
Station. Peace.